the Shinju, it's a common trend in Two Blue Vortex.
I just think I don't like, especially these days at this point in my life, like I don't like dwelling on negative shit. And that's why I don't really talk about this kind of stuff anymore, because it's just negative shit. But at the same time, I think it's negativity for the sake of positivity. I mean, I think it's very important to bring up some issues with your series so that you can perhaps, maybe at some point, at some level, reach the ear of the creators. Maybe the potential's there at least. So maybe you can spit some ideas that they might actually take into consideration. You never fucking know, but if you just sit there and glaze the series when it doesn't deserve it, it's fucking nasty work, man. Like I said at the top of the stream.
That's what Kishimoto does to Ikimoto, and that's why Ikimoto does it. You know, frankly, if Kishimoto sat down and actually told Ikimoto the truth, probably make some changes.
Not the truth.
I just don't know if, like...
What's the truth?
Kishimoto just might not consider it bad.
You ain't me, bitch. That's the truth.
Yeah, the truth
That'd
is,
be cold as fuck if he said that to him.
Or you know what? No, not even you ain't Kishimoto. No, we don't need to go that far. You ain't Kodachi.
Yeah.
Well, no, but that's the problem. That's why Kishimoto probably hasn't said anything. Kodachi did. Look what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ikimoto.
That's my new theory. Kodachi said something to Ikimoto that was the truth, and then he got fired for it. And that's why they won't talk about him.
Ikimoto got the fucking Diddy footage, okay? Don't talk about that,
I have this
brother,
entire theory about why he was fired, and it's like there's no real explanation as to why he's fired. Don't make up an explanation in your brain. You have no idea if what he said was like valid or not.
Them not giving an explanation is the explanation. We have our explanation.
Yeah, but your explanation is only like it is in the most positive interpretation of what Kodachi is.
It's Kodachi.
He had to have been saying something positive. There's no way he said something completely rude, something like completely negative and rude.
Well, no, it could have been rude and negative, but it was
against their culture.
Sarin, it's process of elimination. If it was something else, they would have said it. They're only not saying it because it is this.
No, this is their.
I mean, when Kishimoto had a poor translation say Sarada's like cute or whatever, the whole world knew. If Kodachi said something nasty like that, we would know.
Oh, the weird translation wasn't cute. The translations it wasn't actually true or whatever, but it implied that Kishimoto said that Sarada's new design was sexy. That's not what he said, though.
I know, but my point is, the world knew about the mistranslation. You don't think they would know if Kodachi was... The world knows about Seth the programmer. If you don't think... The world knows about Mr. Beast. I think the world would know if Kodachi, the writer of the Boruto manga, was on some creepy shit. That they're not saying it because he said something mean to someone, and they won't specify further. Nobody even knows that that's actually true. It's what Naruto explains it.
If Free Game will be reading freaking trials rather than not even watching, reading them, then the world is gonna find out if something happens. Imagine reading a court case. That's unfathomable levels of the world just wanting to do stuff.
Why are you saying it like that?
Because it's not just reading, it's reading a court.
Well, that is another thing, though. If Kodachi did something illegal, if there would be a court case, and people would have been able to find
dramatic.
out.
Who does that?
Nobody said that he did anything illegal. What?
Well, there we go. So we know he's...
Bro, their whole culture is suspect, okay? Like, even if he did say she was sexy, I wouldn't be surprised, because they like fucking 13-year-olds and shit over there. That's their culture, so... That's right on time if he did say that shit, to be honest. In fact, it probably wouldn't have been taboo to them, just to us. So I'm not surprised by none of that weird shit.
Pretty sure a lot of it is actually taboo over there. It's just a lot of it isn't to sick individuals.
I would hope. One would hope, but from my experience with the Japanese culture, through anime primarily, to be fair, but it is looking real nasty with that kind of stuff. So, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Although, yeah.
Anyways.
Well, anyway,
getting back to
Our
the
theory of Kodachi is